Welcome to enVisioning Success, the weekly podcast where Laura DiBenedetto and Julia Becker Collins share tips, suggestions, and stories to help you succeed in business. In today's episode, they emphasize the value of professional marketing, highlighting its return on investment and scalability paired with informed decisions that drive strong results. And here is Laura and Julia.
Hey friend, welcome back. I have been advised that this episode should be called "Just Because You Can Doesn't Mean You Should." So let's actually talk about today professional marketing and why it's worth every penny. Let's talk about what it is beyond we know more than you. Very specific things that will help you to protect yourself against making a poor investment. So the last 3 episodes were kind of leading up to this one. If this is the first episode you're listening to on this one, please, for all things holy, go back, listen to them, build upon the knowledge. We try to do episode arcs. That way you can get a bunch of knowledge that actually builds on it. And then you can kind of, grow consistently along one theme. Before we get going, is it possible that we could ask you to share, maybe rate, review, subscribe, do all the things? That actually really helps for other people to find this show. The more listeners we have, the more people we can help. And this is free education, and we're very happy to give it to you. There's no strings attached, just a humble request to please be a pal, rate, review, subscribe, share, do all that. Also, for you, if you would like for us to cover any sort of specific topics, please head to vision-advertising.com. Let us know what you think on the contact page. If you'd like us to help you with your marketing, this show is sponsored by Vision, celebrating 25 years of making life a lot easier for business owners, and we would be thrilled to support you. So, housekeeping done. Let's dive in. So, concluding this series, we're going to build a strong case for investing in professional marketing services. Now, am I going to tell you that you should always do that? No, actually, I shouldn't. There's been many episodes where we've talked about sometimes it does make sense to do things internally. Most companies under $50 million in size really should be outsourcing things to a professional, unless you can afford to hire a full marketing department, and many times people can't. So there's that. So beyond just, hey, we know more than you, why hire a professional marketer? Why? We talked about strategy in the last several episodes. I think that, strategery, that's what I like to call it. Complete with a doofus laugh. You can steal that one for yourself. Beyond that, like, what is there? The first point I'm going to start with is the ROI of professional marketing. When you do marketing yourself, we touched on this in the last episode. This example really it's a good one. Let's say you're going to do a website. Can you do it yourself? Yes. There's a professional that will do the website for you. The result is going to almost always be better, more mistake-free. Forget the fact that it's faster and you're going to save time, but it's going to be better. It's going to be mistake-free. It is going to actually align with what your customer wants, not necessarily what you are going to build based on your whims and preferences. That's a biggie.
If you're watching the video, you can see my eyes go wide right now. I will die on that hill. You are not selling to yourself. You are selling to your customer.
Holla. You're so right. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Listen to the episodes that we did all about avatars. Go back and look at that, because at the end of the day, people do not realize it's a big reason why you should probably not DIY your marketing, especially your strategy, because almost everyone makes the mistake of going based on feelings and preferences versus building your entire business and your entire marketing program around your avatar. And just for reference, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, not the big blue James Cameron people, avatar is a nice, tidy phrase for ideal customer. Okay.
Yes, we have many episodes about this. Please go listen to all of them. They actually, I think, are the most popular episodes we've ever done. They start at episode 9. Why I know that, don't ask. If you listen to the last
episode, I'm here for it.
I know. This is like the last episode where I pulled out a quote from the Supreme Court in the 1800s. Like my brain filled with things like that.
Recording when we learned that little nugget.
Well, now it's an Easter egg. There you go.
Now you can go find it, look it up, and be like, "Ooh, that's a thing."
I know. I can say it in Latin too, but I'll save everyone the pain of that. One of the big things we talk about in those episodes is that just because you like or don't like something doesn't mean you should do it for your marketing of your company and your brand, because you are not selling to yourself. An example is we have a client that is a current client and is great, and he's in the process of selling his business. Also great. We love that for him. And the person buying the business said that they didn't want to be marketing on social media because he hates social media. But his target demographic is on Facebook all day, every day, all the time, and Instagram. It is a very visual service. It is a very visual business. And he's selling to women that are somewhere between 30 and 50 years old. That is Instagram and Facebook gold. And he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't like it. We're not selling to you.
I have a genuine question. It's like kind of joking, but not really. Would it be passive aggressive to send this episode to him?
He's not going to listen to it because he's the smartest man in the world.
Oh, right. Well, good luck driving that business right into the ground.
Right.
I hate seeing that happen. I seriously, I said this before. I take zero joy in watching people fail.
So, another example. So like I'm on LinkedIn, Laura's on LinkedIn. I don't love LinkedIn. It's where dreams go to die as far as I think, but we're not selling to me. Nope. I am not buying our services, and I'm also not the ideal client for this company. So it doesn't matter if I think dreams go to die on LinkedIn. It doesn't matter my feelings at all about it because
our avatar loves it.
Correct. And the data proves it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We have a ton of traction on LinkedIn because what are we talking about? Business. When are we talking about it? Now. Like, that's the audience. Like, it's not about you. It's about your customer.
Correct.
So, yeah.
I will die on that hill.
Oh, I know. I'm there next to you. Already dead.
R.I.P.
So, what's the second point?
The second point for today's episode is access to advanced tools. It could be platforms, it could be efficiency tools, it could be hacks that people have come up with because, as we have been saying, all 4 episodes in this arc, it is not just the time of the person that you are buying, it is their years of experience. So we can do it faster than you can, just like you don't want to hire me to cook because I'm going to burn water, as everyone in our office knows. And
you've never fried an egg, as I recently learned.
No, and never fried an egg. Couldn't tell you how to do it.
This makes me laugh hilariously, but you have witnessed eggs being cooked.
Correct.
Okay.
But if I were to try to go fry an egg right now, it would probably take me 10 times longer.
Yes.
And I'd break a bunch of eggs, and it would be a waste of time, and a waste of money, and there would be no fried egg at the end of this. So
fried garbage.
Correct. And I don't have good tools to fry the egg. So hire somebody who has the good tools, who knows how to fry it in the first time the best way and give you exactly what you want. And in the case of marketing, hire somebody who has the objective tools. This goes back to facts, not feelings. We love objective data, hard numbers. So you can see what's working, what's going well, what's not going well, rather than throwing things at the wall to see what sticks, which is spaghetti marketing, which I hate. Might as well be a logo for us that we like, big red cross through spaghetti marketing. We want to be optimizing campaigns and tracking performance using objective data.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. There's so much there. It's, the tools, I mean, there's a lot of tools out there we use. They're not necessarily walled off to you.
Correct.
You're not going to know the correct tool to use. So you won't even
Correct.
choose it correctly. Then how will you even leverage it? At most, I think, an amateur will be able to pull 50% value out of something, but they'll miss the other stuff. And that sucks. Also, you need to think about your full tech stack, which is all the stuff you use in the integration of everything. That's not for amateurs.
Correct.
Point number 3 is scalability. Scalability is something that I think a lot of people don't think about. So let's say you start a program, it starts to go well, your business is going well. Cool, but you can't keep up with it. You know what that means? That means your business, you might have grown to, like, I don't know, level 8, right? But you will not ascend past that because you don't have a scaling capacity for it. And because, like we talked about in the last episode, because you're working in your business, it prevents you from working on it. And I'm sorry, but you still need to do things like eat, sleep, spend time with your
Weird.
family, right? So
That's so strange.
you
Why would you do
need to
that?
be able to work on your business, and scalability is something that people really don't think about. And frankly, it's not a conversation that comes up a heck of a lot with us. But it is something that is a consequence of not planning correctly. Like, cool, you reach your goal. Then what?
Right.
You don't necessarily have, not necessarily the talent, but the resources to be able to actually break through your own self-imposed glass ceiling.
Correct.
So that's why pros are helpful. They can help you, especially when you take my advice, as I concluded the last episode with, and hire a strategist and an advisor that can help you to not just put something into place, but very specifically to actually have a plan to what do you do when you get there? And then what? Oh, cool. You want to double this now? Great. And what are you going to do? And this is where an advisor, someone who really understands business, can help you, which is something I can do, Julia can do, my friend Paul that I mentioned, he can do. And, there are a small group of people out there in the world that can do this. Actually help you figure out operationally how you're going to handle the new influx of sales without watching your company crumble under the weight of its own success. That's why you want to work with a strategist. It's
And
not just, oh
really,
boy, let's make your marketing successful. How about we scale the whole company?
correct. And really, when you're thinking about hiring a service professional, you should be thinking about strategy in general. Is your CPA a strategist? Is your lawyer a strategist?
Yep.
Is, like, really any of the professional services you're hiring? Is your insurance broker a strategist? So it's not, so we talk about it all in terms of marketing, but it's not just about
No,
marketing.
you're right. No, you're absolutely right. That's a really, really important thing to keep in mind. So let's talk about point number 4, Julia.
Absolutely. So point number 4 is innovative approaches. You want to be staying on the cutting edge of not only technology, but the way to do things, the way that's going to work best, marketing trends, what's no longer a trend, and how can that, correct, what's funny right now, especially if you're trying to speak to a generation that you are not. If you're Gen X and you're trying to sell to Gen Z, you might want a translator in there because Lord knows I don't know what they're saying. But, so it's not just the trends, but it's how do the algorithm work today? So like today, when we're recording this, which is December 12th, 2024, Instagram, doesn't care that much about hashtags like it used to. But by the time this episode's released, maybe it'll care more about hashtags.
Right, maybe.
Maybe. And it's staying on top of all of that. And it's also staying on top of the technology and the back end.
Right.
How do we get this to work the best way for you? What's the hack that will make this productive, efficient, effective, etc., instead of spending a day arguing with Facebook, which I have seen.
Inside just thinking about that. Listen, I got to tell you, I've made a lot of people a lot of money because of the tools that Meta has put out.
Sure.
I would still very much like an opportunity to gently strangle the people who invent their systems because they are often broken, and you have different versions out there instead of consistency, and no one is available to help you, and they change their damn rules every Thursday. And just by the time you get used to something, you're like, great, we have to pivot again.
Pivot! We're just going to call this the Pivot Podcast.
Yeah, seriously. So anyway, gentle strangling, it's basically a turtleneck. So I'd like to send turtlenecks to everyone at Meta. Tight ones.
What's number 5?
Number 5 is making the right choice. So we talked about, and we have a whole episode for you about this, so please go back through the archives of making the right choice and how to make the right choice to choose the right agency or partner. But the thing that we've mentioned across this whole arc is you want that advisor, you want that strategist, this business savvy person by your side to help you make good decisions in every single area. And in the case of Laura DiBenedetto, who I know her a little bit, she's cool, I guess. When you work with someone like me, what I specifically do is I help you make the right choices about what you are capable of DIYing, because I bring no feelings to the table. And I'm sorry, I'm willing to hurt your feelings and I don't care. But that's why people hire me, is because they know I'll tell them the truth and I won't pussyfoot around telling you something that you need to hear because I want to preserve your feelings. No, I want to make you money.
Right.
I mean, we can hug it out afterwards and I'll totally coddle you after, but I'm still going to tell you the truth. Like, these are the right things. This is what you're qualified to do. You have to make this investment. I mean, just the other day, I had a client actually give me a very nice verbal response, but their face was like, nope. Like, I totally heard, the no, like all over their face. And I'm like, you get to hate this. That's fine. Stop DIYing all this stuff. You're hurting your company. Yeah, but we don't really have the resources. I understand, but there's business loans for this. You hired me to take your company to like multi-million-dollar status. You have to stop playing dinky $100 games, because when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You want to build multi-million-dollar company, you need to make multi-million-dollar decisions. It doesn't mean you need to make that kind of investment, but you need to be really smart about this, including onboarding information that you don't like. So I really wondered in that call, is this the day that I get fired? Nope. They just needed 24 hours. Like, yeah, I thought about it. I'm okay today. I figured you would be. Okay, cool.
Great.
Yeah. You want someone who's really going to be your guardian angel and look out for you. That's really what it is. I actually had another one of my clients the other day specifically say to me, you're my guardian angel. I've never had anyone look out for me like this. You make good, good recommendations with everything. And I feel like I finally have someone who has my back. And of course, then I had the big feelings. I was like, God damn it. Aw, shucks. That's so nice.
And then Laura cried.
Yeah, if only. I don't cry too often. Even when other people are getting all emotional and there's big feelings coming out of their faces, I just don't cry. But you know what does it for me? Like warm and fuzzy, like kitty videos, or like something where there's like really something cute and heartwarming, and like little kitty gets adopted at the end, or like a kitty that like covered in fleas gets all cleaned up. And it's like, oh my God, that's amazing. Those are worth it. But anyway, the bottom line here is that when you hire a professional marketer and a professional strategist, you'll get someone who will help you to make the right choice, which means it is critical that you make the right choice the first time on your own in hiring the right person. We have a whole episode for you about that. So there's a lot here, man, but you do need that guardian angel. You need someone who gives a damn about you, and way beyond, just showing up and then dipping out, but really like they're invested. That's important.
Absolutely.
So we're coming at the end of the 4-episode arc here. This is all about basically just because you can doesn't mean you should. And at the end of the day, what we really want to do is we really want to help you make good decisions, not get sucked into DIY just because you think that's your only choice. It's not. There are ways to get lots of talented support out there. If you need creative solutions, because things are not linear, this is when you should contact us and we can help you to figure out the right solution. Again, even if it's not us, we're always available for complimentary conversations. It's totally fine. I really want to make sure that you don't fall victim to the pitch slap. That's in episode 62. Don't miss that one. And, make sure that you stay in your lane and hire good people that can really bat for you.
Mm-hmm.
All that in mind, dear friends, we wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for joining us. We will see you in episode 65. We're going to be joining a new exciting arc. I would love to tell you what it is, but I don't know yet. So I'll see you then once we figure it out. Over and out.